Hello everyone and welcome to another painting tutorial. Today we are going to paint Maelor the Wizard. This figure was sculpted by a very talented sculptor, Stavros Zouliati. Here in Greece he is well known, but if you don't know him and see more of his figures, you can visit him at his website. His figures are really great. The figure is very clean, he has almost non-mold lines, so we just continue with the primer. I started by applying white primer. We are going to apply a soft layer of rain and tan. I'm going to paint the downside of the cloth and also his sleeves. With charged brown very diluted and low pressure at the airbrush, we are going to make the shadows. Now with violet ink we are going to normalize the shadows that we already made. We cut the masking tape 3 mm for the downside and 2 mm for the upper side. This masking tape that I use is from Tamiya. We apply the masking tape stripes horizontally to the cloak. We have to be careful a lot at this point, because if the masking tape will not attach well, the color that we apply next will ruin our work that we have already done, and it is not easy to correct it. We apply again white primer to cover the excess paint. We apply alien purple to the whole cloak as a base coat. With Hexenlichen we start making the shadows. We adjust the airbrush at 15 psi and we dilute the paint 1 to 3. To be honest with you, I was very helped from my Infinity airbrush. I wanted to make very precision lines and not split the paint all over. I used his quick fix and piece that he has at the bottom side. As I have already told you in a previous video, you will not need it very much, but when you need it, it will give you a big help. Now with Hexenlichen and black we are going to make less but deepest shadows. Alien purple and sweet pink at mix 1:1, we are going the first shadows. You will notice that as hard as you may try to make precision highlights, you will also cover some of the shadows. Don't worry about that, because for this reason are the washes. Of course, you can always go front and back, highlights and shadows, highlight and shadows, but if you are not an advanced painter, don't expect too much. With violet ink we make the corrections between the folds. After letting the figure dry for about 2 hours, we remove the masking tape. With blue tack I'm going to protect all the paint job that I have done. This will make easier for me to paint the leather overcoat. From time to time many of you are complaining that blue tack peels off the paint. The obvious reason for that is that your primer has not good quality. Another thing is that you don't let the primer dry very well. Keep in mind that a primer needs about 24 hours to fully cure. Prepare your mini very well before you use primer. Remove the mold lines and wash your figure with soap and water. Time for the leather overcoat. We apply randomly brown tones. We start with earth, then dark flesh tone, khaki brown, and finally Charles Brown. We easily remove the blue tack and we apply satin varnish to prepare the mini for the washes. Van Dyke Brown and White Spirit will create the wash that we will use. As you can see, the wash is very diluted. We apply it at the whole overcoat and we will let it dry for about 2 to 4 hours according to the weather. With a clean sponge we are going to remove the excess wash. If we want to remove more, we'll dip the sponge into White Spirit. When all is done, we secure our paint job with varnish. Matte, satin or gloss varnish doesn't matter. We paint the stripes of the bag with leather brown. The rope around his waist was painted with scarlet red. Then I dry brushed it with fire orange. I painted his bag with armor green. I decided to use this pale and more natural green to harmonize a bit the fantasy colors that we have already used. We base coat the face with tan. With wolf grey we paint the eyes and the beard. I painted his paunch with magic blue. I paint the iris of his eyes with black. With tan and charcoal brown we make the face shadows. We paint his forehead, around his eyes, the sides of the nose and the dour side of his cheeks. Now with tan and pale flesh we are going to highlight the face. We highlight the upper part of the forehead, the nose and the upper cheeks. I highlighted the bag with interior green. The pants with electric blue. And the leather stripes with khaki brown. I base coated his wooden staff with charcoal brown. We give it life with earth. And we highlight with bone white. I painted his hands the same color with his face. Tan, pale flesh, charcoal brown. With electric blue I painted the upper part of the staff. This will give a crystal effect. We apply again satin varnish to prepare the mini for the washes. I used Van Dyke brown to the wooden parts, to the face and to the rope around the waist. To the beard we are going to use ivory black, very diluted. After letting the washes dry, we remove the excess wash. When we are ready, we secure again with varnish. We assemble the Mini with some super glue. We make edge highlighting with diluted ivory. Try to use the side of the brush. Time for the base. We base coat the rocks with German grey. Then we highlight with gold grey. And then with some wolf grey at the edges. I applied some burnt umber and natural sienna pigments diluted with alcohol. And this is our painted wizard. That's all for today. I enjoyed the figure very much. It has very nice details that will help you a lot to paint it. Don't forget to visit Stavros' website because he's a very talented sculptor and worth to support him. So thanks for watching, you can comment, like or dislike, and see you in the next video. Bye!